I'll give you an extra 10 later. Okay. It's all lies. It's a hoot. All right, guys. Hey, yeah, so 1:05, we'll get started. And let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. And if you want to go ahead and get started, you can just pull up command because we'll be starting your listing marketing there. Just gonna grab a water.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? I know, right? I told him to come teach it. Just gonna sneak in there. Yeah. All right. So today's class, we're going to talk about how to market your listing. And yeah, marketing your listing, sure, it can sell the house, right? But more importantly, I'm going to show you how you can market your listing to market you as a listing specialist so you can get more listings, more business from that listing. I will say that out of all of our engagement rates, listings always perform the best on social media, Facebook ads, emails. Click rates are always the highest there. So I'll tell you guys, even if you don't have a listing right now, how you can leverage other KWB listings to get more listings of your own. All right, so first we're going to walk through how to view the listings in the KW backend. So I'm in command right here. All right, so I'm at agent.kw.com. All right, and you actually have a listing section in the back end that will let you see all of your listing information. All right, so that's that listings tab right here on the bottom left. All right, oh, I'm going to log in as my mom so I can have some listings to show you guys. Let's see if I have 2 listings. Good enough. All right, so once you have listings, right, and you click on listings, you will be able to see your listings here. So it'll show you either your listings or the team's listings. So for those of you that are on a team, you can toggle the drop down on the top right to change from your personal to the team to be able to see all team listings and vice versa. Great, thank you guys. All right, so this is where you can actually see the back end, and I like this section. It just pulls from the MLS. So this is exactly what people will see if you click on any of these properties. You'll be able to see all the listing details that automatically pulls over. I'll show you what it looks like on a live site as well that your clients would be looking at. But right, this is everything that's pulling over from the MLS, the photos of the house, any open houses coming up, the virtual tour, and so forth, right? This all pulls from the MLS. So there's nothing you have to do to make your listings pull into command. There's nothing you have to do to make everyone's listings across the entire country actually pull into command. You'll notice if you click on the search button at the top or on the white toolbar here, there's a search feature. So even if you don't have listings in there, that's totally fine. And I would allow it to know your location. I know it's a little creepy, but it helps out. All right, and then you can search any home across the entire country from here. So for any reason, if you have, let's say, a friend that's in California, you're working on a referral and they say, hey, there's a really cool property, right? You're able to actually look up that information here about the property in California across the entire country of listings, any brokerage, not just KW. And so you can help them out and find that referral for them, okay? Of course, there's a whole referral section of command if you want to learn more about that. You know, anything I say that you kind of want to learn more about, jot down, like if you want to know more about referrals, and then shoot us an email, contact@JuLeahDesigns.com, or you can book an appointment and then we can dive into anything that I'm not able to get to. So here's our email address. And as you guys know, if you go to kwbresources.com and click on I need tech help on the top right, you can schedule a free appointment with us as well. I'll show you that in just a little bit. But contact@JuLeahDesigns.com, for example, if you want to learn about the referral section, just jot down referrals. I'll send you a video. All right. But this section here, what's really cool about listings in command, again, everything just automatically comes over. So that's cool from a agent standpoint, but also really cool from a consumer standpoint. Okay, so we're going to switch sides slightly and view this from a consumer side. Okay, so as far as how to get to your website, how to get to your mobile app, all that back end is the consumer tab. So in command, this left-hand menu, right? This is really where you do most of your work on this left side menu. We went to the listings tab so far. One down is the consumer tab. And that just means like all your consumer tools, all your client tools that you can provide for them, starting with, let's say, your website. Okay, so if I click on consumer, I'm going to show you guys how you can pull up your website, your property on your website so you can share it to social media or so forth. Okay, so that consumer tab on the bottom, and you'll see your website address right here on the top. Of course, you can just go directly to your website address if you're comfortable with that and know what it is, which would be good to know. All right, so usually your website address is something like your first and last name .kw.com. Okay, and we can talk more about the site in general. But before I do that, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how you can look up the property on here so you can see what your listing looks like from a live perspective. And then how you can share that to social media to drive traffic back to your site and present you as a listing specialist. So for example, this is one of the listings on here, and this one pulls everything from the MLS, my mom's listing, okay? So what I can do, so first of all, what I can do is I can copy this URL and put it on social media. So we'll get back to that, okay? But I'm just gonna scroll down this page to show you all the cool information. I really like how it sets everything up here for them to reach out to you. Right, so if they are on your site, them clicking ask your agent, requesting a tour, that automatically goes to you. I'll show you where that comes in, but you will get a notification. Again, I'll clarify on all of that for you. But as we scroll down, I like as we get even further here, right? It tells me the neighborhood it's in, the market stats for that neighborhood, what locals have to say about the walkability or other items like this right here. It'll give them the option to search Google Maps. So if they're out of town and they're trying to, they're getting a job at Bank of America uptown and they want to see, okay, how close is this home from my new job, right? Them clicking search for a place will allow them to do that. So you'll notice when I click on that though, right, it's prompting me to sign up, okay? So your clients will need to sign up if they click on request or ask your agent. It'll always prompt them to sign up. Okay, but scrolling down, I just want to show you it does have a mortgage calculator here on the bottom, gives them the option to get Keller Covered or Keller Mortgage, and shows other properties. Now, what's valuable about linking this page for your listing to, let's say, your social media is if someone clicks on that link to go look at more information and more photos of the listing, well, then now they're on your site. And as I scroll down, I see other listings that are pretty similar. So now I'm clicking around and searching and seeing on your site. Okay, so that's a really great way to drive traffic to your site and to your listing. So I'm going to show you how to put that into application now. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to schedule this on social media. Okay, we're going to make a piece and everything and then grab this link. So we're going to go through all of that. Before I do you guys have any questions I can answer on the website itself? I know that was just a really brief overview of looking up your listing. Do you guys feel comfortable about that? Nope, actually the entire country of listings will be searchable automatically. And what's cool is you don't have to do anything. As long as you put the listing in the MLS, it usually takes maybe an hour to pull up live on the site. But that's really the big benefit of using this site and the mobile app that syncs with it. I'll show you guys that too. Is right, it syncs from the MLS directly within an hour of it going live. So as opposed to like Zillow or JuLeah, which takes a little longer sometimes. Yeah, it doesn't allow you to put your email right there. Yeah, it is normal. The reason they do that is because spam bots go through the internet to collect email addresses like that. But so just so you guys know, this is just a little side note. When you guys see this on the right-hand side where it says, ask your agent or request a tour, do me a favor, pull open your Command mobile app. Okay, pull open your Command mobile app, which is the red app with the white KW. And you may need to log in. They started logging out periodically for security reasons. Just pain. Mhm. Yeah, you should be fine to just share it straight from your website. Now, because it's all yours. Now, I will say I would run that by Sabre because typically you're only allowed to market other KWB listings. But as long as it's a KWB listing, then yes. But I'll show you where the marketing agreement form is as well. But real quick, right? See where it says request a tour, right? And it has ask your agent on the Command Mobile home screen, right? They just recently added this. It says leads never contacted, tour requests, client inquiries, and recently active, right? Those two, the tour requests and client inquiries, this is where it would come from. So if you get a tour request, it'll pop right up on your phone, you get a notification, and that's how it would get into that tour request section, okay? That's, of course, a great place to keep an eye on. Now, as far as your notifications go, right, you will get a notification from your Command app, right? So it'll notify you on your phone, and you'll also get a notification on the top right of Command. I'll show you that next. So in Command, I'm switching tabs, not to confuse anyone, but this is my live site. So this is the site that I could share with people to search, right? Versus if I go back into Command, right? This is the back end of my site here. And I just want to point out where you'll see your notifications on the very top right of Command, this little bell icon right here. So if someone said, hey, I would like a tour request, this is where you would see that bell notification right here. And again, you'll automatically get that push notification on your phone as well. And this is where you can see it on a computer from Command internally. Okay, so any new leads there. All right, so let's talk about if I don't have a listing right now, how can I get a listing to market? Okay, so you can market other Keller Williams Ballantyne area homes, right? You can feature those on your site. However, typically, and you can post them on social media, email them out, typically you'll need to get an agreement signed between you and the other agent. Okay, I'm going to show you where that is and the whole shebang on that. So kwbresources.com, right? This is that internal site. You'll hear this a lot, right? If you're ever curious, oh, where is a tool that they would provide for me? It's going to be on this site. All right. So kwbresources.com. As I mentioned, right, if you want one free appointment with us a week, you're welcome to it. Come up here. I need tech help on the top right. It's our Calendly. Just go ahead and schedule those. We'll implement the technology and the marketing for you. You just need to know this exists and what the capabilities are, and then we can fully help you guys execute it. So keep that in mind. Don't feel like you have to hang on to every word we're saying. We can help you with this. But on here, what I want to show you is that form. So if I hover over Office Resources and Forms and Checklists. All right, the password here is going to be, it's for the whole site, capital B, and I'll write it on the board, lowercase AMC 350, and I'll write this in the chat and on the board behind me. So that is capital B. So this is kwbresources.com. Password is capital B, lowercase AMC. So that's Ballantyne Area Market Center, in case you're wondering. 350, which is our market center number. Each KW has a market center number. I think in the order they were opened, and we are 350. They're in like the thousands now, which is kind of cool. And that will take you to all the office forms and checklists. Of course, a lot of this is available for you in DocuSign, which is a whole nother fun topic. But where I want to show you guys under general forms here, that's where you should have the marketing agreement forms. So I'll click on Get Forms. All right, and it is co-marketing agreement. So it's like the third row down. Co-marketing agreement. What you're saying is you are going to be responsible if it goes under contract. You're not going to still market it as active. That's all this agreement is saying. And of course, that the agent's just fine with you marketing it, which why wouldn't they be? It's extra exposure for their listing. So typically agents are thrilled to do this. Sabra, however, just wants this signed so that you are keeping up with the status of it. Okay. Questions on that? Yeah. I don't know if Sabra would say that same thing. I know Sabra wants that, but that's what I am told to say. Okay. But yeah, I would recommend have conversations with your coaches, other agents to see what the cultural norms are. But yeah. All right. So with that being said, if you don't have a listing, right, you can pull up the MLS and see all KWB listings. So you can find one, let's say, with a beautiful pool or one that you really like to market. I will say pools tend to get the biggest amount of click rates, right? Cool backyards. So all you would have to do, allegedly, is fill out this form, have them sign it, and then you can do the full marketing. So let's dive into that. Okay. So step one in marketing the listing. First thing I probably want to do is feature it on my website. All right. So I'm going to go, and I know I have a couple tabs here. I'm going back to the tab that has command in the tab name up here, in case that helps. All right. And to feature it on your website, in case I lost anyone, so I'm on command, it's agent.kw.com. And then I'm in the consumer tab, which remember is like your website, your mobile app settings, and so forth. And I'll show this again if I lose anyone. And we'll click on site and app settings on the top right. And lastly, featured listings. Again, I'll show you guys that again. All right, so those steps to get to feature these listings on your site. All right, we go to consumer here. From there, you click on site and app settings on the top right. And then featured listings. Now, this featured listings, they do not have a way to automatically update quite yet. I'm hoping that in the future, you'll be able to put in a certain zip code and it'll just automatically pull up the ones that would apply. Right now, this is a manual process, mainly like if a home sells that is featured, well, then it disappears from your featured properties. So then you have one less, so that's kind of the idea, that if you want to make a note or a notification to remind you every quarter to go in here and update it, or if you have a listing, obviously, that's a good time to do it. All right, so I can come into featured listings and how I could add that new listing. First of all, I can say what I want that headline to say. So featured listings, listings to highlight, can't miss listings, whatever you want it to say. And then we'll click select listings. All right, from there at the top, two things to note. First of all, I can search by MLS number, property address, and so forth, but it will default to only show your listings first. So if you were going to pick someone else's listings, you need to change that to all listings before you'll be able to pull that up, just so you guys know, to give you an idea of how that looks. So I'll go ahead and search by, I like to search by the MLS number. I find it's the easiest way because, these properties are across the entire country. So just a tip, if you do search by MLS number, you typically just have to change the drop down. And then I can come through, simply click select and press done. And I have featured that property. Now, so that's about the bulk of all I have to do. So it's pretty easy to set up. It's just keeping in mind that, okay, after that property sells, it won't be on my site anymore featured. So if I want a constant string of featured homes on my site, which let me show you where that puts it, then I just need to update that every once in a while. Okay, let me show you guys. So I switched tabs to my live command site, right? That's the one that I can give to clients. And just so you guys know where the featured properties are, that'll be right here under featured listings. Okay, so you can add up to 12, I think, something around there. Questions on featured properties? Pretty easy, right? What you guys also can know is if you email support@scottleroymarketing.com and say, hey, I want this listing featured, and give them an address or MLS number, they'll do it for you for free. So that's support@ScottLeroy Marketing. Who's used Scott Leroy Marketing in here? Nice, nice. They respond really quick, huh? All right, so Scott Leroy Marketing, if you're not familiar, is who does all of your setup. That's who set up your website for you. They're a virtual tech concierge, and they answer emails between about 5 and 10 minutes. So and they do everything for you for free. So if you have a question like, hey, is this me or is the site not working? They'll either do it for you or check into what might be causing the issue. And again, super quick answers. So I would recommend emailing them with any of your issues. All right, guys, so now I'm going to show you how you can make a social design in Command and then schedule it out on social media. Now, the social designs are really cool, or they created a bulk create option. So all you have to do is put in the listing information and it creates a flyer, a Instagram story, an Instagram post, a Facebook post for you in bulk, which is super cool. So let me show you that. So this is a pretty brand new feature within the last few months, I want to say. So we're switching gears just a little. I'm going to go into designs now. So I'm going to show you guys how to create a social piece, and then I'll show you how we can schedule that out and email it if you want. So designs here, that design section, right, looks like a canvas with a paintbrush. And so anytime that you click on any of these menu buttons on the left-hand side, the next thing your eyes want to do is go to the top right. You'll always see the next action button on the top right in this green color. So just in case you're wondering, always top right, and then it will allow you to create a design. So I'm going to select social in this case. See what that does. Now I'll click on next. So click on social and click next. And it does take you into a separate platform, just so you know, you don't really need to know that, but right, it takes you over to KW WeBrand. So it's kind of like a Canva type of platform that has a whole bunch of really nice, sharp looking modern templates. So first of all, to give you guys kind of a tour here on the left-hand side, right, you'll see your property stuff over here as far as any open houses, just sold, just listed on the left-hand side, right? You'll see as you scroll down, you can get into even more generic things. So if you don't have a listing and you really just want to farm a neighborhood, right? You can do a neighborhood snap, or if you just want to send out a client testimonial, right? Or something about the market. Just so you guys know, there are a bunch of different templates on the left-hand side here. Of course, we are focusing on listings. So I'm going to click on just listed to show you guys how we can create this in bulk. Okay. So just listed, you can select whichever one, and I'm going to click auto create on the top right. Auto create. Okay, so now I'm going to search by the listing. So I have one here. Five. You can, I mean, if you want to search for this listing too, so you can do it with me, feel free. It's, I know I'm struggling a bit, but it's 530 Jim Parker. It's the one in Monroe. So if you want to use it just to see how it works, it's Jim Parker, 530 Jim Parker, and you can click select. This is the full address. And click continue. Okay, it takes me over to it preview, like it pulled all of this information in for you. So you can complete anything further or just simply scroll down and select the images right here, which does pull from the MLS. So if I click property main image, great, this is showing me all the photos from the MLS. Let's say I want that photo. Let's say I want a picture of the three homes that they say sells a home is the kitchen, master, and great room. So I usually tend to do one of those, or of course the deck, right? The outside, if it's a beautiful backyard, that tends to do well. So just when you're picking, you can keep that in mind. All right, let's just go with those three. All right, so I select the photos and click continue. All right, it's showing me my information here. I'm going to generate design. And so it'll take a second, and then it will create all of these in bulk, which is great. So for this one, it created an Instagram. I think it's still creating the designs. I can see on the bottom, it's 22% complete. And what's cool is, right, you don't have to go in and manipulate the designs, right? It really just creates it for you. It puts it where the address should be. It puts the beds and baths where it should be, and so forth. Of course, from here, you can go through and edit the design further. So if you click on it, you can absolutely edit that further. Okay, so here's all the designs. I did have to refresh my page to see them all, just a note. But what's cool, right? And again, these are all completely editable from here. It just kind of sets up the template for you, right? So here I have the flyer already created, which is branded just like the Instagram post, right? Which is branded just like the Instagram story. If you're wondering what these longer ones are, IGS, those are the stories, right? So it really just sets that up for you. Of course, now I can click on any of these to edit it further. You can click on the three dots to edit that. Okay, or you can download it right from here. So just so you know, an option too, you can download it straight from here so we can post it to social media. Or if I need to edit it first, I'll go ahead and click the three dots and click edit. All right, because it looks like the main thing that's not updating still is the KW logo on the top left, or right rather. So that is something you would need to manually change out, right? That DBA logo. All right, so in order to do that, just so you guys know, and right, your idea is too, if you want to come in, we'll actually sit with you and help you create this. So don't feel like you're alone on this or you have to remember all of this. All right, but when I click on the logo, right, it automatically takes me to this logo section. And under your My Assets, you should have the Ballantine logo that you can click this replace option. I'm going to say that again because that's kind of a few steps. But again, just know, come in, we'll help you with it. If you click on the DBA name logo, it automatically pulls you. This is what it looked like first, though. It automatically took me to my workspace because my personal logos, I don't have any logos. So just so it doesn't throw you off, you can click My Assets, hover over the logo, and that gives you this arrow in a circle. That'll switch it out for you. So then that way you don't have to move it around. You don't have to drag it, try to delete it. It'll just switch it out with the primary one that's already there. Let's see if I can expand this. And editing this, right, it's dragging and dropping kind of feel. So similar to Canva, if you're comfortable with that. All right, so now let's talk about how we can post this on social media. So I'm going to show you how Command has the ability to schedule this on social media from Command. And also, if you would like to see how to email it out through Command, you can do that. Or also, I mean, you can create a Facebook ad with this listing in Command. So I'll be showing you first the social media posts, and then you guys can tell me what you want to learn next. So what I'm going to do from here, once I have that created, I'll click on download on the top right. And I'm going to download this since it's going on social media. That needs to be a picture file, right? So I'm going to save that as a JPEG. Guys, please stop me if you have questions. And I'll click download. Okay. And download it to my computer. And of course, I can edit this completely further. I could add my headshot to it if I wanted to by clicking images, right, to add that in. So just so you guys know, you do have some additional options you can edit. All right, so now what I'm going to show you, and now next feature is just super cool because you can schedule out for the entire year of social media right from your Command backend. So I'm going to click on done on the top right to get back to Command. Yeah, kind of. It's the ones that say IGS on the bottom. Do you still have it up? I was like, what is IGS? And I was like, that's Instagram story because the longer one. So it'll be for your story. Yeah, it's like really short term, like IG will be the Instagram one. So it's kind of like learn what it is, and like flyer with something like FL. And I was like, Florida, nope. Flyer. So anyway, let me know if you have questions and I'll clarify in the meantime, but yeah. Okay, so now most platforms that can do this, like Hootsuite, if you've ever heard of it, charge like $50 a month to just simply schedule out social media in advance, and Command does it for free. So first, let's go into the section. You might need to make sure that your Facebook is linked. We'll look, hopefully it already is. If not, I'll help you guys with that. But we're gonna switch gears a little bit. Now that we created the design, right? Now we can come up into campaign. So that little megaphone icon, if you think of just, distributing it, right? Projecting the information out now. These are all the ways that you can take that design and get it out there, expose it, right? Through paid ads, through emails. So paid ads are like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, emails, blast to your database. If you want to send a postcard to the surrounding neighborhood, it goes right to their mailbox. Or a social post if you want to schedule out social media in advance. So that's what we're focusing on first, social posts. So like I said, remember, anytime you click on the left-hand side, the next thing you want to kind of look at is the action button on the top right. Excuse me. And that's that create campaign. And that'll always be that first step to creating any new ones of these. So you'll notice that this one says paid. So just so you know the difference, an ad, right? Instagram ad, Facebook ad, that's getting in front of unmet. So that's a paid option. Versus a social post, which is free, that we're going to do, that's only getting in front of the people that you know, but is also free. Both require a Facebook business page or an Instagram business page. So those do have to be business pages, just so you guys know. And if you have questions on how to convert it, I'm happy to show you guys that, like from the 2 to 2:30 time block if you want to stay around. And then direct mail, obviously that costs for postage and the postcards, but it goes directly to their mailbox, which I love, and email is also free. So these two are free, which we love, and these two are paid. All right, so social posts is what I'm going to select here. Paid, sorry, it's Yeah, paid. But to give you an ballpark, it is actually really competitive pricing based on other competitors. So it sends through real mailers and it knows their addresses, which first of all, yeah, you can just circle it on a map or pick the closest 200 homes to a certain address and it will send it. It takes about 4 to 6 business days with first class, but the pricing is, I want to say around 200 postcards ends up costing you around 120, 130 maybe. Right. It does the postage, the mailing, the printing, it shows up in their mailbox. And those have been really effective. If you do a postcard, I would love for you guys to come meet with us first so we can give you some best practices. Like you should definitely have a QR code on there, right? That goes to, your resources, or even better, a video of you talking along with your resources. And this is stuff we do for all of our clients, so we know the how. I really just want you to know that that's the best practice, right? Send out QR code, because then that's like lead capturing. And if you have a video of you on there, that just built the relationship out of a piece of paper, right? Your headshot doesn't do, it does something, doesn't build the relationship the way a video does, right? So we can help you with the how of that. Again, just know that exists before you do a postcard. Make an appointment with us and we're happy to show you that, right? Our business model is we will teach you all of this for free, or if you just want us to do it and not worry about it, we have that available as well for leverage on the outside. So just so you guys know. All right, so here we are in the social posts. Now, if you don't have a business page, you might have already gotten an error. It tends to tell you at the top here. So it will not schedule posts to your personal page. Okay, does everyone have a business page? Do you guys want to talk about why you have both? Okay, good. Let's talk about it then, the best practices. So the personal page, right? You have to have a personal Facebook page, first of all, to have a business page, right? And you will always get more engagement on that personal page. That's normal. However, the business page is created, first of all, so that it can utilize tools like this. But the power of it is if you Google your name, because of the power of Facebook, that business page will show up on the top of Google. And so it's kind of like, if you were looking at a, whatever, Fortune 500 company, right? That company would have a Facebook business page, but then you'd be able to look up the CEO of the company separately, right? To see what they look like. So instead, what it does is it takes you from being just a person who dabbles in real estate to a professional, credible business that's on Facebook business page, that has a Google business page, that has an Instagram business page. It's just taking it from, a guy who does real estate, girl who does real estate, to a professional business that you want representing your real estate transactions, right? So it's more that credibility. People look you up on social media and your website for credibility and to make sure you're knowledgeable before hiring you. So it's really giving that effect, right? And so this will allow you to schedule out social media on that business account for the entire year if you'd like to. But let's just start small and talk about for the next week, okay? So let's say for the next week, I want to post 3 posts. For the next month, I want to post 3 posts. One is about this listing, okay? So the first thing I'll do here is I will add that, the photo that I added or that we created. So to do that, in this text section, you'll see a little media icon. I find it pretty small, so just so you guys know it's here, so that you can either browse your computer or you can browse your designs too. So I actually didn't need to download it like I did, right? I could click on browse designs instead, and it will just take me to the one I just created. So that's pretty cool. And once it pulls it in, you'll be able to add some verbiage as well. So I'll go ahead and leave that as is. I know I am flying through certain parts, so please stop me if you have questions on any of those. So now we can put the text, right? Now just keep in mind the culture of Facebook or social media, right? This is not an email to your clients. This is a social post, meaning emojis typically are very eye-catching to help people stop scrolling, right? They have seconds to figure out if they want to keep scrolling or not. So something like just listed in desirable wax saw. It's not true about this listing, but it's okay. Right, and then let's say I want to, put typically emojis on either side tend to perform well. Right, it's about being eye-catching. So emojis just practices there. Yeah, emojis can get pretty, they can look unprofessional if you put way too many of them, but a good amount is really eye-catching and really great for marketing on social media. There's just a time and a place for it, and social media is that place. So as far as, how you're going to promote this listing, usually my format looks like something like, what's that one sentence that's going to get them to stop in between two emojis, like sparkles like this? Is it backyard oasis in Pineville, right? What is it that's the main catch for this? That's what I want to put in few words at the top. Then after that, you can go down and put the property description. You can put the beds and bath. If you're having an open house coming up, of course, you can put all of that information, right? But again, with that first line, that should be the most eye-catching part of the house in as few words as possible, okay? And then usually I go down and I'll put something like, the beds and baths here, and I write them out, of course, square foot and price. And then I would put in the property description. And again, if this is not your listing, guess what? Yeah, of course, you can get all that information from the MLS if you have it open. But right, all the listing information is also here, which is where we started class, right? So if you were doing this for another listing, you can pull up the listing right from here, or even if it's your listing, copy and paste the property description and put it right into the social post. Questions on that so far? Great. For compliance, all right, you do need to have the ownership statement, which actually it's already on there at the top. So these, you'll see compliance under it. These are really helpful if you did not create this piece in the KW backend. So if you create it in Canva and you don't have the logo or ownership statement, which that means says each office is independently owned and operated, right? That'll allow you to go ahead and add it on there. Since I created this piece already in KW social library, it is already in compliance, so I don't need to add that again. But just so you guys know, you can click that if you created the piece outside of KW. And then last thing here is we're scheduling the post or publishing it immediately. So if you want to schedule that, let's say for tomorrow morning, especially if like you're working at 2 a.m., like I do, and that would be an abnormal time to post something. Okay, great. I can schedule it for Wednesday at 10 a.m., right? And you can see the best days to post that I recommended are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. I have more to say on that, but evening times work really well on social media as well for engagement. Usually it's like within the hour that you get the top engagement for social media. So like posting right at rush hour, for example, isn't an ideal time because everyone's in their cars. And by the time they get home and eat and unwrap and get to their phone, they're now seeing all the newest posts and yours has been pushed down, right? Yeah, I would say usually around 11 a.m. So it's usually right before lunch that people they finish all their stuff in the morning, their real work. Then around 11, they start to goof around on social media and opening their emails. So around 11 a.m. is great for emails and social. And for social media specifically, evenings are great too, like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Less for emails there because people are on their social media at night, right? Oh, silly me. Okay, very important part here is, right, we went and got the URL from so let's bring these two ideas that we had together. So remember at the beginning of class, I showed you how to search your property on your live website, right? So you want to include this in your social post, okay? So again, what I did is I pulled up my live site, and I can always show you that again if I lose you here. And we're going to copy this URL. So I pulled up the property on my live site. I'm going to highlight the URL in the top URL bar, right click to copy it, and we're going to paste it in that post. Okay, so I know I'm switching tabs here. You can just watch if you would like, but I usually write something like, click here for more information and photos. Information and photos. And you could say, and call me or contact for a private showing. Ooh, and then let's talk about hashtags while we're at it. All right. And so that's going to include a link, right, to all of the details, all the photos, and it gets them searching on my site. Okay. Hashtags, hashtags that are good to include, just some, if you want to write some down. So hashtag homes for sale, hashtag Charlotte NC, hashtag dream home, hashtag home goals. I don't recommend tagging hashtag realtor, hashtag Keller Williams. because guess who else tags those that way? Other agents, right? So how hashtags work, right? It's grouping your posts, of course, so you can see like all the posts that have the hashtag dream home if you click on that. But what it also does is if someone posts, let's say a post about their dream home and they hashtag it dream home, or they like someone else's post that hashtag dream home, they'll start seeing your post if you hashtag dream home. With that being said, if all the other agents are hashtagging realtor and hashtagging Keller Williams, your content gets shown to only realtors. So just an idea. Yeah. Think like a client, think what words they would Google, right? How would they look up things? And right, they're not as interested maybe about hashtag list my home for sale, right? It would be, more luxury listing or luxury homes, right? Hashtag luxury homes, actually luxury home sales, right? Just try to put yourself, know a little less about real estate, take a step back and view it that way for hashtags. I would recommend. Any questions on that? Now the norm is around 3 hashtags. That went from 11 hashtags was the last norm. So anywhere from 3 to 11 hashtags would be my recommendation. All right, and I can click, so I can schedule that out, right? Or I can just click save draft here. And just so you guys know, this is something that we can help with as well, right? I don't know if you guys saw that discount package. Right now through July, we are offering to set up your social media 1 post every week for the next 52 weeks of real estate content. So if you want that, and it's on your business page, right? Because yeah, you have your personal page, and keeping up with your business page is a whole thing in itself. So that way it's kept up with, it keeps your credibility. So if you need that, I mean, it's a bargain for the month of July. Just let us know, shoot us an email, whatever, and we can help you with that. So that'll take care of your business page if you need that leverage. Okay, so that's how you can schedule out social media for listings. Would you guys like to see how to send an email with that? Or would you like to see how to create a Facebook ad or anything else with the listings? I'll open it to you guys. You guys can pick. What would you? Yes, which is cool. Want to see kind of the overview there? Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to show you kind of just like an overview of how you would market your listing through a Facebook ad, right? And again, these paid ads, they do get quality listing or leads from them. Typically, they're real leads. They are, however, not typically walking off Facebook and buying the house that they're seeing on the side. So when you are setting up a Facebook ad, just so you can know your expectations, the leads that have come in, I mean, I see a good amount of leads, like 10 very real leads that you then need to cultivate, right? They're not going to be ready. Like I've had an agent, we ran like 3 ads, she got 48 leads from it, and none of them wanted to buy when she called, so she deleted them all. That is not what we're going to do, right? Because that's typically, they need to be in your database to be cultivated, all right? But this is how you can brand yourself too as a listing professional. So how you can create Facebook ads and Instagram ads in Command, right? And all the leads go directly to your Command database when they come in. And what's cool is they created that new feature so that automatically when leads come in from your Facebook ad to your Command database, they can automatically get a follow-up email, a follow-up text message, a call reminder to you, etc. So a follow-up smart plan for these leads coming in from Facebook ads. Very cool. So to show you the how on that. So first of all, we are in campaigns, right? So that's blasting the information out. So if you click on any of these, it's going to show you like your drafts, right, that you have, or if you have any active ones. All right, so I clicked on paid ads, so I can see my drafts in here. But if I want to create a new one, I can click create campaign on the top right. And I can click social ad. Okay, so this is a paid feature. However, the budget you can do as little as $10. I mean, you can do $1 if you want to, but I would recommend starting with $35. So if that feels doable to you, over 10 days, $35 is typically a good starting point. But yeah, you can do as little as $10. So it's a great tool to at least try out. So let's say we're going to go ahead and promote this listing that I've been working on. However, right, let's say you don't have a listing or you want to do a slightly different Facebook ad, just to give you the top performing ads. The top performing ads too, and I can show you how to grab it, but the homes with a price reduction within the last 7 days. So especially if it's like your target homes in Waxhaw with price reduction in the last 7 days, or school district ads work really well too. Like here's an exclusive list of all the homes for sale in the Weddington School District, for example. Both those things I just said are searchable on your site. So I can search for price decreases or all homes in a Wellington school district. And then I would just link that to the Facebook ad. So I'll show you more of the how on that. Again, right, these things I'm saying to you, just know they exist, right? So that we can always help you if this is too much, right? We're here for you guys. All right, so for this one, I'm going to go ahead and put in the campaign name, Only I See That. Okay, and this one I'm going to advertise a listing. And I do have Facebook linked up and an Instagram business page, so I can select both. If one of those is grayed out, it's just not linked up properly, and we can help with that. And then I can click create campaign. But you're right, you can do the Facebook and Instagram ad. It's all one. I haven't seen LinkedIn ad. Oh, I don't think so. Twitter ads are a thing. You do have to have a business account. You can't. We've run a LinkedIn ad from the LinkedIn backend before, but I have not seen the way to do it from here yet. So it's pulling in, right, because I selected to advertise a listing. It's pulling in the listings. It will default to only your listings, which is why I don't have any. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull a random one here. All right, so once I select the listing, it pulls in all the information from the MLS. So you'll see it starts with a lot of the property description right at the top here. All right, so what we're doing first. So far I've selected the listing and I'm first picking the verbiage. So this much verbiage on the top of a Facebook ad, yeah, people keep scrolling, right? That did nothing to catch my eye to stop, right? So this is a very similar practice to the social post where I would recommend Sparkle, Backyard, Oasis, and Pineville. Okay. And you do not capture the lead unless they click on it. Okay. So strategies with the Facebook ad or Instagram ad is we want to give them just enough, but then they need to click to view more, right? So typically my strategy is I put something like a very eye-catching phrase at the top, and then right at this price, click to view more details and photos. All right, so at this price, I mean, okay, maybe if it's $1 million home, don't put that, right? But the idea is, wow, I would get a bargain if I click on that. Okay, I want to see what the price is, right? So you can put whatever you'd like up here. Usually I put 2-3 lines max, but you can see they're always pretty short lines there. Your goal, people are scrolling pretty fast. This is something that's on the side of their Facebook, right? Or on their Instagram, but they know this is a sponsored post, so they tend to scroll even faster. You have about 2 seconds to stop them with whatever you have here. Okay, so not the property description. Then headline right here, right? It's very short verbiage, just so you guys know. I'll just put in a few things so we can keep going here. So let's say move in ready. And description, you can say something like click learn more to set up a private showing. Right, or you can put, I might recommend putting in your contact information, like contact me today for a private showing, and then your name and phone number and email, maybe here as well. Okay, so that's the verbiage section. All right, and I'm going to click save. And I can see on the left-hand side here, now that I saved that, all the things I need to do in order to launch the ad. So I did the top 2. So now for the Facebook and Instagram settings, if I click configure, oh, sorry, actually media, we can add more photos. So I see it's defaulting on the front one here, but if I come in here and click on add more, it's pulling these photos from the MLS. So again, I can come in, kind of select the photo I think would work best and crop it further to save it. And I can add up to 5. Okay, so you can add up to 5 images here. Don't worry about the order it's in. What's cool is when they launch this ad, they launch it in about 1 million different copies of it with the photos in different orders to test engagement. And then what they do is, depending on which photos get clicked the most, they sometimes run the ad with only that photo. And if like you have a bathroom picture that's getting no clicks, they might remove that photo, right? And only show the top clicked one. So the algorithm really does the placement for you. With that being said, don't worry about what order they're in so much, or that you're getting every single room, because the algorithm will adjust based on the click rate. Same concept here, that you can add like your ownership statement and the KW logo to stay in compliance. and save. And I know this is a couple steps, guys, but the last two steps here, I'll kind of show you what it can do. And then if you need more detail, I have like a full tip video on this, right? But in the Facebook and Instagram settings, right? So this is where we're selecting, you do have to have a business page for this to work. Okay, so business page. And if you guys need a video on how to set up a business page, shoot me an email. I have a video, 10-minute video to show you guys. All right, so this is really important. It's really important that you always leave it on Facebook lead gen form. Okay, what that does is it automatically pulls their contact information from Facebook or Instagram, their profile. So that's why it's always the most correct information that comes over. Like this isn't like daffyduck@aol.com email addresses. These platforms, Facebook and Instagram, are literally pulling that email and phone from their profile. And since people trust Facebook and Instagram, they click next. And right then, that lead goes right into your command, okay? So that is the idea. We all basically always keep this Facebook lead gen form there. But now on the bottom of this, right, on the bottom of the ad, it says learn more, okay? So that's what this next section is saying. Where do we want that to go to, right? We want it to go to your website page. Same thing, right? So this comes in handy that we look this up at the beginning, right? Because now I can come back in and copy that URL and paste it in. And so what this is saying is after they hit that Facebook lead gen form and all their contact information comes up and they click submit, it will then take them to whatever website I put right here, which happens to be the version of it on the site, which is great because then they can continue searching for homes even if this was not the home for them, right? All right. From the photos you select. They actually won't see that link at all until after they click and then submit their information. So they don't get to that link ever unless they submit the information to you. And this is scrolling down, you can set an audience here. So it'll default on 20-mile radius around the listing city, but you can set a custom audience. So if you want to add only people who are, let's say, Googling, so interests, I'll just show you this so you guys know it exists. Sorry? Bait or beta? Oh yeah, like the paid, yes, sorry, yes, paid option. Yeah, because you're getting in front of unmets here. Yeah, this is not a social post. This is like a Facebook and Instagram ad. Right, so this is exactly, yes, you're exactly right. And that's, yeah, social post, it does show the picture, like when you post a link. Yep, totally does, yeah. This is getting in front of people you do not know, which is why it costs, right? But you can, like, you know, have you ever, like, I don't know, Googled a pair of shoes that you really want and then got on Facebook and there's creepily an ad for those pair of shoes on the right-hand side, right? So what you can do, how that's happening. Oh, no worries. I was like, God. How that's happening is, so there's a custom audience that you can actually add their interests. Meaning, if someone looks up Zillow to look at homes and then comes to Facebook, I want my ad to show up. Okay, so there is always an agent version. That's this one. I don't want to select that, right? That would be what agents are searching. The Zillow property one, that's for people who are searching Zillow for properties. So if you want to target people who are looking up homes on the internet, right? That's probably who we want to target with our ad. I usually do Zillow, JuLeah, and you can see again, a different one for agents versus for like clientele, just so you can pay attention to that. You can type in realtor.com is another one I always use. And again, with the agent version and client version. And then just like if you type in home, there's a couple that I typically throw in there as well, like home and garden, totally up to you, but maybe like home repair, home construction, single family, detached homes. And you'll see once I click save, you'll see how that affects my audience. So you'll be able to tell right away if this is too broad of an audience, or, you know, you want it in this green area, right? Usually I shoot for right in here. If it's too broad, right, you would think, oh, the more the better. Not necessarily, right? That's the value of niching, right, on their interests. So having that around the middle here, that's ideal. And I can click save. And I know that was a super quick preview of that feature existing, but again, I can help you with that or show you a video or answer any questions you guys have. I just want you to know that it's there. And these are the last two steps here, and that is setting up the lead settings. Okay, this is like that newer feature that I get really excited about. First of all, it can auto tag when it comes in. So that lead comes in, I want them to automatically be tagged. Let's say with the tag, I usually do Facebook ad, and then I usually do the property address. So if it's like Jim Parker or something, that's what I do personally in my accounts. And I can click create new tag if that's not one I have in there already. I can select the color and click add. Okay, so that's making it so they will automatically get this tag when they come in. What's cooler though, is I can make them automatically receive a text message as soon as they come in, automatically receive an email as soon as they come in, right? Because I can automatically have any Facebook ads automatically added to a smart plan, okay? And so you would have to have that smart plan set up first. If you don't, come see me, we'll do it for you, or we'll have a class again, right? Yeah.
That's smart plan accurate information.
Well, you set it up, so I guess we'll have to see. Just kidding. But yeah, they're set up like either you can set up a custom smart plan for Facebook ad leads, or like if you want them to start getting like the neighborhood nurture smart plans, right? These are all smart plans you would set up beforehand, like a strand of emails, right? So I can show you the smart plan section, so it'll make a little more sense for you. But they're like defaulted templates in there, or you can make your own. Right now, you use the default ones. Gotcha. Okay. 66-day challenge. Oh, is that Scott Leroy's 66-day challenge, or? Okay, well, it's reminding you to do things, right? Or it's not sending anything to your clients?
Yes.
Okay. What is it? What is it sending? You'd have to look. I'll show you how to look in your smart plan. Gotcha. You can look at, I would recommend looking at all of it and putting yourself on the smart plan, so I can show you that. But yeah, it would depend, because other agents can produce smart plans. So if you use another agent's smart plan, I mean, it might not be accurate at that point. I would always recommend going through it, especially if it's another agent. All the KW provided smart plans are accurate, but other agents can put smart plans in there. So I'll show you that and I'll make more sense of it. Because yeah, that smart plan would have to be set up first in order to, let's say I want them to be added to this one after, right? Whatever that is. You have to have that set up first, but then you can go ahead and select whatever email you want them to start receiving right away and click save. And I'll show you how to get there. And lastly here, the duration and budget. So this is where you're selecting, okay, how long do I want it to run and how much do I want it to charge me? The recommendation is $5 to $7 a day for 5 to 7 days. So that takes you $35 to $50. I would recommend starting on the lower end to start testing your strategies and all. I usually recommend starting with $35. And I like to let it run 10 days though, so that I can see what 2 weekends will do for the ad. Yeah, you'll have to put it in. So the next part, like if we click publish campaign and you don't have a card in, it'll tell you need to add your card, and I'll show you where that is as well. And I recommend just one last thing on here. I recommend letting their algorithm figure out where to put it. So by default, it would take your $35 and distribute it evenly on Facebook and Instagram ads. Instead, I usually allow it to pick. So that's meaning based on the click rates on both platforms, it's going to pick where it shows your ad more, if it's more on Facebook or more on Instagram. And I would recommend letting it pick. Yes, that was in your audience though. In the lead settings, that'll show you the city that you're hitting exactly. And like the radius around that. So that is, or not lead settings, I mean I think it's Facebook and Instagram settings. That's this custom audience right here. That'll give you the geographic location. It defaults on whatever listing the address is that the listing's in, like whatever city it's in. Of course, have a good coaching session. So like if it's a Charlotte listing, for example, it'll default to Charlotte as the geographic location. What can I?
These options.
Oh, like, so you're trying to text your design? No, but in that case, though, I think you could do it. Well, you could then, like, if you had the design and you wanted to text it out through here, would that be an okay option? Because you can go to, like, from your contact section, if you instead, like, select the people that you wanted to email that design to and click select bulk action. And I'm just gonna double check this is possible, but I believe you can add a photo. Like there's a send text message option, like from that bulk action, you know? And then I think it's going to come up and like give us a pop-up so that we can add any photos to it. Because I believe you can add them, but why didn't that come up? I wonder if it's because I don't have Twilio. Did it come up for you? Click text message?
Yeah.
And nothing happens? Yeah, nothing happened on mine either. Why? You have Twilio, right? Yeah. Oh, okay, let's see. Yeah. I wonder if there's an issue or
It's
something.
just the way any messages would come out too, just like clicking on the person's name and then put send message and then with the box.
Yeah, well, so that's how you can send them like one-off ones, right? Like, so they can either be sent from a smart plan, Twilio text, right? Automatically, or you can, so that's one option, right? Where you could set up like 6 text steps and you can make it so it sends 7 days after the last text. Or you can just manually go in and bulk select them and send the text like that. Yeah. Yeah,
That's kind of what I.
okay,
No.
I see.
I would have to do it one by one.
Yes, that would be the way. I don't know why that's not popping up right now. I'm thinking,
Oh, so that would be the way, and it wouldn't be like create a design and then just, we have it.
so you would then, I think, because it'll give you a JPEG option to like upload a JPEG. So like if you had the design like on your computer, I don't think it I don't think it pulls from the design, but if you just save it to your computer, then you can like browse your computer to pull it up there. So kind of an extra step.
That is the step, it's just not working.
Yeah, so I'll touch base with like Slack and like the support team. If this continues happening more than like 2 days.
And then, like now I have to schedule.
Okay, yeah, and then we can walk you through it. So then you'll have like a template and everything.
Just want to get prepared for the next holiday.
Right.
Like this holiday, I was like having to go through all the contacts and individually send them back,
Right,
which is fine, but if I could find a better way,
right. And you prefer texting for that, right? Versus like emailing, right? Because
I don't know, and then sometimes it says some people unsubscribe.
yeah, right, that'll happen. But
I'm getting them through everything. Text messages.
right, the whole shebang. Because yeah. Yeah, in your inbox. So haha. Yeah, and like there is a way, like, because the smart plans emails, right? Those are scheduling it like in intervals. So like 7 days after the first step, the next step, 7 days later, the next step, versus there are campaign emails that you could schedule for a certain date. So just a heads up, if you did want to also like on, what is the next holiday, whatever date that is, then you could also make it so that would go out via email, you know, so it'd hit them there. So that's very possible through the campaign section here. Yeah. Mhm. Yes, right. Yeah. And no, they don't. They want to listen to a video of you. Yes. And yeah, if you want to schedule an appointment, we can walk through like implementing that and then like you'll have a template. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if not. And I'll check back on it too and see what's going on. And would you like to see smart plans, Brian? Oh, good, good, good.
This thing is.
Thanks for coming. Thanks. Bye.
What to have.
Okay, wonderful. Okay.
So if I choose this one, for example,
Uh-huh.
it's.
All right, yeah, we'll click on the pencil icon right here to, and for those of you online, the main bulk of the class is over. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I'm happy to answer those, or feel free to schedule an appointment with us, kwbresources.com. I need tech help on the top right. Happy to help. All right, great. Yeah, so these will be, and that's good. So this is set up correctly. So that's going to put in, I can tell because it's that blue color. Just if you ever download like another agent's and you see it like that, but it's black, that means they just like typed it in or anyway, but that's correct. That's good. Questions? Love this. Good. Okay, great. So this is the one-time text message. I see. And do you have Twilio?
No. That I didn't know I could do.
Gotcha. Hey.
Now
Gotcha.
I know I can add. JuLeah, a realtor. Or
Yeah, and we can help you too. I mean, we have smart plans that are already set up if you need those, but like if you want to book the next appointment, we can then make a smart plan with you of, okay, anytime you get a Facebook ad lead, that's what they should go on, right? Or anytime you get a new lead in general, we can make it so that all you have to do is tag them as buyer, seller, and they automatically start getting whatever strand of emails you want them to get, or texts or call reminders, so forth. Cool. You know how to make an appointment with us, right?
Yeah.
Good, good. Yay.